Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an awesome life. Right now, how are you feeling? I mean, really, how do you feel right now as an energy? Is it good? Happy? Do you feel like you shouldn't be on the planet? Struggle? Anxious? Depressed? Worried? That's what you're manifesting. So when we go over here and we go, yes, oh, I see the house, I see the relationship. That's not happening if you're going back over here and spending most of your time in that space that you're in right now that's not on a high frequency. This is why your entire journey is meant to go into that space of joy, of peace, of giving, of going beyond the material world, of expecting it to make you happy. All right, a couple things I want to talk to you guys about. I'm getting so many comments and emails about what other people do to you. Why are people doing this? How do I handle this? This person's doing that, and then they're doing that, and they're mean to me. Yeah, there are jerks out there, all right? There really are. There really are. Let's make sure that you're not one of them, right? Sometimes we say people are mean, and then we turn right around and we'll say something nasty to somebody or give them a backhanded, compliment. Oh, you look good today. Right? We're human beings, and we all go into that space blindly and unconsciously. We have to pull out of that unconscious state. And part of that is understanding that all those others around you that are going into the density or the unconscious state, not thinking, they're all wonderful. Everybody's a wonderful, perfect soul. But when they go into the unconscious state and they allow that negativity to come over, maybe they've had a bad day or they have a bad life and they're not taking responsibility or claiming their power, and they strike out at the world. They're in a negative space, so therefore they're reflecting what they're feeling unconsciously because they're angry. They're not in a good spot. You are going to be a good target for that, especially if you're in a peaceful place. People will target you because the meek shall inherit the earth. That's what that means. The meek do not battle anything. The meek don't have to defend themselves. The meek are those at total peace. That is not weakness, that's ultimate power. They're also not affected by the others who are still in the dense space. They understand that has no bearing at all. Also, you guys, when I make comments about, like, somebody said I was full of crap or made a comment, I want you to understand, I'm not in the space where it bothers me. I think it's funny, okay? I really do. Now, I'm not laughing at that person. I laugh at the ridiculousness of humans. How, like, why would you ever say something nasty to somebody? What is the purpose behind that? Well, they're coming from a bad place themselves. Because it's okay to have your opinion. It's okay to express, your diverse view of the world. If you need to do that, I don't even know why we need to do that. Politics and all that stuff makes no sense to me. But let's say you do that and you enjoy it and it's a nice banter or whatever. When you go into the negative space of having to be right or having to name call or tell somebody that, that they're this or that or whatever, you are saying that what you view, this teeny tiny little grain of sand in a, endless sea of energy, is right. Of course you're not. You're right for you, but you don't have to be right for the world. So remember, there's a lot of people out there that do that. So what? Why does it bother you? Because your ego's taking a hit. So you're actually on that frequency on some level that is disturbed by not being accepted, that is disturbed by being wrong or not being, whatever. Even if they're jerks. By the way, when they're being jerks, everybody sees them as the person with the problem. They're not looking at you. No matter what that person says to you, nobody's looking at you going, yeah, he's a loser or she's a loser. They're going, wow, you really got some issues. Like, why would you talk to that person like that? The world is going into that space. They're not siding with the bullies anymore. In fact, they're seeing the bullies as very weak, very insecure, angry people. And we want to bless that because we don't want them to stay in that spot. We want them to progress. So opposing it is not going to help them. Sending them light and love and getting the heck out of Dodge, away from that energy, is the best thing you can do. Now, what if you're in a situation where you work with that person, or like this person goes to church with this very nasty person who gossips and demeans him? Well, there's a few things you can do. First of all, you can take your power. And I never oppose. Again, when you oppose, you create the friction. So somebody wrote something, a comment that was really amazing. She said she used she saw one of my videos where I said, you know what? Go into the positive space because this is your challenge. It's not like, oh, I'm right, I'm some divine being and, you know, oh, bless them, they're disturbed. They're not on my psychic, spiritual level. That's ego too. No, it's that, you know what? That's what they are. I choose my own thoughts and beliefs and feelings. They have no control over that. Why would I go into a negative space because they're in a negative space and they're choosing to oppose me? So you just let it go like a cloud and you come in with peace. Well, guess what? They have nothing to oppose anymore. There's nothing to battle. If you're not opposing something, there's no argument. Okay. If that's what you think. There's a few other ways you can handle this. This person that wrote about the people at work said she took a very positive attitude instead of these two groups at work, going this and they're competing with each other, not helping each other. She went into the space of kindness and peace and in not allowing this stuff to get to them instead of going back and going, God, you won't believe what they said this time, right? You can get into that all day. She went into this space of peace and all of a sudden this group started to help. Well, you know what? That's that insecure bully that really feels much more insecure than everybody else. And so they put up a defense to shield themselves so that you're petrified of them. Nobody wants to say anything bad because they beat the crap out of you, right? They have to go into that space to protect themselves because they really are petrified of the world, insecure, sad, angry. Think of it that way. So when you handle them, you know what? Be friends with the bully. Just tell the bully, hey, listen, can I talk to you for a minute? And don't go on that, defense, offense thing, like why are you treating me this way? So there you go into conflict. I wouldn't even say anything personally. Unless it's a close friend of yours, I would just say, listen, I'm not sure if I've done something to offend you or, if I said something, but I want to assure you that, I would like us to be on good terms. You don't have to be their friend. I would like us to be on good terms. And I would just want to make sure that I haven't done anything because it seems like you're really, not very happy or, you're behaving in a certain way that makes me think I may have said or done something. That opens the gateway for them to not have to say they're a jerk and they might just say, no, oops, I'm being called on it. Oh, okay, good. I just want to make sure, and then you walk and then all of a sudden you confronted them. So it's easy for people to write. I've noticed the people that make, snide comments, by the way, I rarely get them, just so you know. When I tell you guys about it, I use it as an example of how people will go into that space without knowing me. Like one person made a comment about one video that was so the opposite of what was true. If they'd watched my channel, they said that, I talk about manifesting and not taking action. Well, you know me. I'm always saying, you better take action. If you think you're going to sit on your duff and not take the action. That's part of the energy that goes into the manifesting. But they didn't see that whole picture. If you see a portion of a picture of somebody or a situation, you don't have all the information. So if you're making decisions from that, you can put yourself in a very bad viewpoints. So let's say, you know, it's like you're watching a ball game. The referee calls it, and then you say, no, 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 that's absolutely not, that's so wrong. And then they show you the angle that he saw it at, and you go, oh, oops, yeah, you know, it was out of bounds. And that's how we view life, right? And then that's that opposition, you think you're right. If you believe you're right about something, then that's your viewpoint, and it's true. We don't have to have other people believe what we do. We can only present our opinions, but we don't have to go into that negative space. When you're with somebody who's doing that, just understand that for whatever reason, they have to be right. It's not about what they're saying, it's their egos having to be right, and that is a negative space about how they're feeling about themselves, their power, their control, whatever it is going on in their little brains, because it's certainly not their consciousness that they're coming from. It's their subconscious brain that's wired that feels threatened. So why would you, raising your frequency and working on all this stuff, be affected by the very thing that we know is density? Why are you giving that credibility? That makes no sense at all. So why aren't you listening and you know, looking at the people, the good people around you, and saying, yeah, this is beautiful. We have a, you know, an exchange. We don't all have to love each other, you know, personalities or friends, but we're always kind to each other, and that's a beautiful space to be. But instead, you're allowing yourself to be bothered by the very people that are in density. And you know what it is. It's coming from a space that it makes no sense at all, other than the ego is battling for whatever it needs to. Ask yourself why this is challenging you. It's their words. Big whoop. You know what you are. Nobody can ever take that away from you. No one has more power or is more beautiful or more perfect than you. No one. We're just one energy, expressing itself individually. And through these expressions, allow ourselves to experience diversity. Right? We don't do that on the other side. We're all perfect and beautiful, and that's all we see. We get to express ourselves in that way without the subconscious telling us all this garbage. So, when you are in this space, experience this diversity, all of these things that appear to be individuals are not. And your challenge is to see that you, that expression of you, and how it is hurting or struggling. It's every emotion, every situation, every experience of you. It's getting to be every color, every culture, every economic level, every educational level. It's getting to experience all of those things. It's getting to experience the super darkness and the light. You are the Dalai Lama energy, and you are the really nasty stuff too. It is just an energy experiencing all of this. Why are you giving the density any... You're saying it's important. So instead of looking at them going, oh, I'm going to bless them, and you're still giving that attention, bless them. Let's look at why you're concerned about it. What's going on in your head? You're not feeling worthy. That's it. Why would you care what anybody says? When somebody makes a comment to me, I find it really funny. I really do, because I think humans are hysterical. And they'll sit and argue about the dumbest things. You know, I just saw something last night on the Phoenix Lights that was in 1997. The most profound display of alien life form coming over multiple cities, and over 10,000 people saw this thing and reported it, including the mayor. Was the mayor or the governor? maybe it was the governor, because it came over several states, finally admitted that he actually saw it and there's no explanation. All of these colonels and generals and aircraft people and, military people finally coming out and saying that absolutely beyond the shadow of a doubt was an alien's craft. It's not ours. It was even 1 to 2 miles wide, no sound, beautifully floating, very low, across Arizona. Hi! But you know what's so funny? There's this huge dense part of everybody that says, that continues to deny, and these conversations are so ridiculous. It's pretty blatant what it was. Way too many people saw the exact same thing. There's no explanation. Top authorities say what it is. Yet there's this whole structure here that still clings to this archaic, dense thinking that's so deeply entrenched in what I call the big why. Why do we function the way we are? Because we have been told for centuries that we are powerless, that we are alone in the universe, that we're separate individuals, that we need to do and be and act a certain way to be okay and acceptable. And we have believed all of it. And I'm telling you right now, none of it's true. None of it. I am now going into spaces that are mind-blowing. And I'm including that in my basic Breakthrough Fear course. So sign up for my list when that comes out. You know what? I was supposed to have it done months ago, but I keep putting more and more in it because I want it to be so good it's going to blow the doors off of your house and blow the socks off your feet. You're going to go, whoa! And that stuff that you're hung up on worrying about is going to be a joke to you. You're going to go, now I know why she thinks this is so funny. It just doesn't even make sense. It's painful to even go into that space. It's like, why would you give that any thought? And then you go into spaces that are so powerful, so crazy powerful, that you're like, okay, I have been walking around this whole time with this power and all these things I've been doing, and I'm worrying about manifesting, get rid of these negative thoughts, and then you go into this power that you are, and then you realize, holy cow, everything is me creating it. Not me talking to energy out here, getting it to do something. Not me attracting anything. Asking it is given. You're asking, you are the ask. It's given, you're everything. You are it. This is it. Why? Because everything's it. Everything's just one intelligent energy, that's all. You're an individual expression. You get to do whatever you want with it. Why would you waste any time on another expression that's just not in that spiritual space? FedEx. So, are you done worrying about what somebody else is doing? Really? Again, that focus, quantum focus, and whatever you're thinking and believing behind it is creating it, making it true. You put your focus over here, it dissolves. It has no battle. There's nothing to oppose anymore. And then there's all kinds of other, relationships that we have, karma we have to work out. We're not going to go into that in this video. Just, again, where are you spending your time? Where are you spending your energy? Let's focus on all the beautiful, wonderful things. Let's send light and love out to others. Let's think about what we can do and be in this lifetime that's amazing. Let's break through what everybody else told us we could or couldn't be. Let's decide what we are. Let's go after those dreams. They're not dreams. They're all probabilities that exist right now. And you cannot go into this probability and see this if you're down here worrying about what Susie or Bobby or Sally said at the lunch counter or the coffee room. Big deal. By the way, that goes into their coffee. those negative thoughts. Don't let yours go into your coffee. Bless your coffee, bless your tea, bless your water, and then drink it. And then send that light and love out to the planet. That is you, your blessing. That is abundance. Get that frequency up here. You know, you don't want to be down here anymore. We're already in fourth. You want to be up here where you can see the sky and you go, holy cow, it's sunny up there and beautiful. What was I doing down there? It's a choice. Everything's a choice. You came here, you have free will, and hands off, man. You get to do what you want with it. Nobody can do it for you. Don't write me going, help me. I'll help you. You hold the power. Wake up. You've got it. All right here. You always did. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Sign up for my list. I'll see you on the other side. Hopefully you'll take my course when it comes out. I'm thinking it's probably going to come out January 2019. Sorry, maybe that'll be your New Year's resolution is to give up fear. Blessings, my friend. Namaste.